twos now?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
I guess we can
keep
ask
it going.
for questions.
Yeah, we could do another mailbag if you want, or like we could do like a discussion thing on like a theory or whatever. It doesn't matter.
We're so...
We could do a whatever.
Yeah. All right. So we're streaming again.
Take this off.
Oh, now I can't.
Oh
swear.
god, my hair is
Everyone,
so gross.
take off your wigs.
Now we can interrupt each other now that we don't have.
What, Kayla? What?
You didn't actually interrupt her.
Damn it! I wanted to interrupt her.
Header stopped.
No.
Sucker.
You ruined me.
Oh my gosh, no, the live stream going, so now I hear myself. Crap.
I know, I accidentally turned it on. I was like, wow, I sound extra manly today.
Oh gosh, I sound so weird.
Yep.
So this is
Why
the.
does it say weird?
Hylian
I'm right here. I'm right here.
This is the Hylian Gamescast.
Oh my god, the audio sounds so much better through Discord. No,
Yes.
get this. It sounds so bad through Skype, the audio, that when Kayla first
Thank you, McDread Demon.
joined on Skype, I was like, Kayla, yeah, switch your microphone to your good mic. And then she messed around with it for like 10 minutes, and it was her good mic.
Yeah, I was
It's
like,
just-
I'm talking from my laptop now, and he's like, okay, and then I switched it. I'm like, now I'm talking from my headset microphone. He's like, oh.
Yeah, it's just Skype's audio is so bad.
Oh, I've got a good view of my...
And that's why we do the thing with the doing.
McDread Demon says your hair is great, girl.
That's why I replied, because I was like, ew, my hair is so gross. It just looks weird having
Oh.
and my thing on. So...
No one's sitting on my hair. I got a haircut. No one said anything. No.
You can't notice it with the... I noticed it when you put your
No, I'm
headphones
joking.
off.
I'm just kidding, guys. No, I actually did get a haircut, but
Congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
I was this close to
Thank
cutting
you.
my hair like a week ago, but I've worked for 2 years to get it. Like, it's curly, so it's like right here, but when it's wet, it's like to my waist, my way upper waist or upper rib cage, and I'm like, why aren't you this long when you're curly?
that's too much hair.
I need it though for theater. If I cut it, it's harder to get roles. Surprisingly, it's a small percentage, but it's less likely you'll get period roles, period pieces. Because you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
do anything with your hair. Unless they give you a wig, and those are pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So, and I like having my long curls, even though I live in humidity.
You gotta cut it for the role. I used to have long hair a lot as well. And then I cut it for the role, including shaving my head once.
Oh, I was asked
I
once
was
to do that. And I was
insane.
like,
Never, I probably won't ever do that again because my scalp got too cold. It was like,
I had to get my head shaved once, and it was because I had lice and my family didn't want to deal with it.
oh wow.
how old are you?
That's
Apparently
A
Cameron
far
heard
worse-
that, he turned around and he was like, what?
that's a far worse reason to shave your head
Yeah.
than acting.
I was just
I was
asked to play
9.
Death, and they wanted Death to be bald, so...
Yeah, no, I was 9. I remember we went to Hawaii, and I was sitting there with my dad, and the waitress was like, oh, what would your son like to drink? Excuse me? Definitely a little girl.
That's awkward.
If it wasn't obvious.
Yeah.
I'm actually slightly happy I didn't actually get into the other thing I wanted to get into either. I'm like, finally I can dye my hair pink again. I dyed it pink for graduation and it faded out, which was the plan. So now it's like,
Aw, but
I
if you
want
like, yeah, if you put like blonde, or if you put pink over the blonde, it would look so good.
that's what I liked about it because my hair is naturally blonde. I wanted to do blue, but it would fade out green. So I was like,
Ugh.
So Axel, I see you
only
in the
do
chat.
it if I'm not auditioning.
He said that he had mid-back length hair during his internet absence.
Good.
Oh,
Axel, that's why they call him Axel the Beast.
mine got that
Literally
long
a
ones.
By the way, when we were
How do you
answering
deal
questions
with
and you were
that?
like, oh, Beast Boy asks, and then Jesse was like, oh, Axel the Beast, and you were like, no, it's Beast Boy.
It says Beast Boy in the Google Doc.
I know, but
No,
I'm Kalamazoo.
No.
my headcanon is that Daniel knew. He was just like, no, it's Beast Boy. As like
It's
a
Beast
half
Boy.
insult.
end it all. This shows you how active I am in the Discord.
Yeah, no, my
I have
Discord
been a little bit more like
is
the past couple weeks than like the last year, but still.
I'm like permanently on Do Not Disturb or invisible, actually.
Yeah.
Axel says that you're dead to him.
No, Axel. It's
Okay,
just because.
did we do the news story now?
I'm just waiting on you guys.
What? We're talking about nonsense waiting on you.
Okay, let's do the news story. I want to play video games.
Yeah, I just ordered Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for really cheap, so I'm waiting for that.
You can
Nice.
play with all of
Daniel,
At
us.
some point.
I know. I think
Alright.
I put my Switch thing in the Discord. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'll have to add you and everybody else. Alright, so 15 people watching. 30 people only cared about Daruk.
Yeah.
So I don't have the Google
It's okay.
Doc if I need that.
It's
I'll just
I don't know if I
put
need it.
in our little chat.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was
News
gonna
is
do
there.
it, but
It's got a couple of
Boom.
links about it.
Sweet. I mean, I do have a Skype for my alias as Elia, but I don't know why, but I do. Yay.
I don't know.
Throw
Well.
Skype in the garbage.
What's up, everybody?
I don't-
My name is Daniel, or Game Over Daniel, as you all may know me. And here with us on episode 41 of the Hylian Gamescast is Jesse, who
hello.
has no alias,
Oh.
and Kayla. I don't know if wait, I'm not pointing the right way. Kayla, I have to look at how Jesse's stream is versus how I'm seeing. I just no nonsense. I'm just starting this. And also, Ilya, who you all may know from the other times she's been here.
Still pointing in the wrong direction.
Dang it!
No, he pointed to the right.
No, yeah, that's Ilya. That's correct. You're down.
Oh, okay.
Jesse's.
Okay,
There we
you're
go.
good.
Whatever. It's really
Good.
difficult. So, Jesse, why don't you take us away with the news, my friend? No, he can't hear me. His headphones are off. We can say whatever we
I'm
want
so
about Jesse
confused
right
by
now.
Axel's
I think-
comment. I was like, what do you mean I was mean to Link because he hurt opponent? And I was like, oh.
Oh, you know exactly what you did.
I was so confused for a second. I was like, I haven't played Twilight Princess in a long time.
What's going
so-
on?
Ilia was mean to Link because she hurt Epona.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, good news, guys. We passed 65,000 subscribers today. Yeah.
Yes.
I can order
So good.
breadsticks later, I guess. Celebration.
Everyone, Jesse wants a milkshake. Send him one in the super chat.
Oh no. So I was watching Miss Click's live stream yesterday, and she has a thing set up on her Twitch. It's like a
Send her
service.
food, yeah.
Yes. Instead of donating like $10, you can do this thing where like you just pick the food that you want to buy, and then the service like automatically sends the food to her house. And then
like,
she can
like skip the dishes style, like and they just
yeah. So like all
Whoa.
all I would do is just pick what food I would want to get sent to you, Daniel. And then for security reasons, obviously, like it doesn't give me your address or anything. All I do is just select the food that I want to buy, and then it shows up at your house.
wow.
Where was this when I
This-
was in college?
The future is now.
Yeah. Which is really good for the people that are doing like 24-hour live streams. And they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I gotta go get food, and they're like, no, we'll just send you a pizza. So yeah. Anyways, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Let's ready.
Did Daniel do the real intro, or we? No, we gotta.
We
do
can use that. I
we-
was
we gotta
mostly
do the
doing
shout
it
outs.
for
I was just
the for the
laughing.
laughs.
All right, give the shout outs, Daniel.
Okay. So everybody, since I didn't mention it before, this is part of the podcast. We got a mailbag, and we get so many questions all the time that if you know, we can't always get through all of them. So when that happens, if you want to make sure your question is guaranteed to be answered on the podcast, and you know, we usually also put it as the title of the video, go visit Game Over Jesse's Patreon, patreon.com/GameOverJesse. where there's lots of cool rewards, and you can join the ranks of our other patrons, such as Jacob, Michael, Elmer, Gus, Justin, Ashley, That One Pancake, not the other pancakes, Key of Time 15, Monica, Casey Wills, Link, Use the Triforce, Megan, Lunarium, Robbie Morgan, Shadow to Us, Rusty Caulfield, and Lovable Christie.
Okay. Daniel
So
needs to read
lovable.
out the patrons and the longtime fans all the time, because whenever Jesse reads out Link use the Triforce, he says Link uses the Triforce.
Yes, he does. Use the Triforce. It is it's totally Link use the Triforce.
Yeah, every time you say Link uses the Triforce, and I'm just like,
And Link
sorry.
uses the Triforce. Oh, and Link used. I just did it, Fred. Link used the Triforce has never corrected us, because he's just that great.
Yeah.
He or
So-
she. I don't know.
The cool thing
They
is,
are.
sometimes your questions can get answered by awesome people,
Like
like
this guy, Joe.
who we just had on.
We talked to him. And if you don't know, he is a guy that voices places
Daruk.
in video games. So
An anime, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yes, it's an exciting time to be a patron of this channel.
Yeah. And
Because
last
we got
week,
more probable interviews occurring in the
Yeah.
near future.
so a couple weeks ago, we had Patricia, the voice of Zaldo. 10 minutes ago, we had Joe, the voice of Daruk.
Also
Mhm.
great.
Coming up, we're going to have literally every other champion.
Mega great.
And who knows who we're going to have on in the future.
I think this guy, Game Over Jesse, I don't know if you've seen him on YouTube. I think we'll have him on the
might have
podcast.
Tadima,
What about what?
But
people that
We
are going
might
to be
have
on here as guests.
who will
It
be
might
on
be
the
you,
podcast.
might
Yeah.
be me.
My yeah.
maybe.
Sorry, we just have to let out all of our weird emotions.
We had to pretend to be
Cool.
professional for an hour.
Yes, and now we just have to let it all out. All the weirdness.
We only get together once a week in voice chat, so
I also really quickly met two Zelda fans at the audition I went to, and one of them knew this channel and
Oh.
recognized me.
Hey!
So I was so close to introducing my real name, and I was like,
oh my gosh.
oh, no. She was like, wait, are you a Zelda fan? I was like, yeah, I am, after I had talked to this other girl.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you watch Game Over Jesse? And I was like, yes. And she was like, are you on it? I was like, yes.
Wait.
Oh my God.
Wait.
That's amazing.
Start this story from the beginning. Like, did she just come up to you? I was like, hey,
Well,
or
she tackle
this
you?
girl had the same exact Zelda bag as me, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I was there
Nice.
by myself and stretching by myself, and everyone else seemed to know everyone. But I was like, hey, I have that bag. Are you a Zelda fan? She was like, yeah, we talked a little bit, and then we separated, and someone else was like, I heard you talking about Zelda, and she just kept looking at me. She was like, do you watch like the YouTube theories and the lore, or do you just play the games? I was like, oh no, I'm into all of it. And she was like, do you watch Game Over Jesse? And I was like, you could say that. And she's
I
like,
mean,
are you a part of it? I was like, what are you asking? She was like, are you Elia? I was like, yes.
Aw.
She was like,
That's
I love
so
that channel.
nice.
I can't believe you're here. And I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't introduce my real name.
oh, that's
that
so
is
exciting.
awesome.
I was like, people know me. I mean, I was like, I expect them to know y'all, but I just never. Yeah.
Y'all.
It was really.
I don't think anyone knows me.
Dilly just got so excited the Souther and just yelped out of her a little bit. But I imagine it's like a spirit that just like takes over you sometimes, you know.
Whenever I would drive to school, we'd stop halfway through in North Carolina.
Wow, this is happening.
So, North Carolina's very southern.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What's our first topic?
So,
yeah.
The
So
news.
well, first and foremost, we just, as we briefly talked about, had Joe Hernandez on the podcast for an interview, which was us asking him questions, and then we had him for the Zelda mailbag, which was you guys asking him questions. So, for future references, something, brain dead, we are having the other champions from Breath of the Wild on the podcast as well. So, as Daniel was saying, if you want to be a Patreon supporter, you can guarantee your question to be picked to be featured on our Zelda mailbag, but also for one of the champions to possibly read them out and answer whatever it is that you're asking. Like, how many rocks can Daruk eat in a day?
That was a good question.
Apparently a dozen. A dozen rocks.
They have 12 big rocks. We're
I love
talking
that he didn't even think
boulders.
about that. He's just like 12.
Yeah.
He had it.
Yeah. So, with
That's a
that out of
sign
the
a
way,
Good actor.
our first piece of news is more of a rumor. So Daniel, Ilya,
Yes.
Kayla, apparently, sometime at the end of this month or next month, there's supposed to be a Nintendo Direct. Yeah, surprise Direct.
Straight Animal Crossing.
So, and this kind of goes in with... Oh man, I didn't really think about this. Nope. So, with the potential for the Nintendo Direct coming, there was also... well, hold on. There was
Sorry.
also a bit of news from former Nintendo CEO Tatsumi Kimishima. This is actually both pieces of news, but they kind of go into the same thing.
Hand in hand.
Yeah, so the former Nintendo CEO, Kimishima, teased unannounced Switch games. Basically, there was a thing, and he was like, hey, there's more first-party, unannounced Nintendo games coming. And that, with him saying that, kind of goes in line with the rumor that there's a Nintendo Switch upcoming, because...
A Nintendo Direct, you mean?
Yeah, that thing.
The Nintendo Switch is past upcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rumor has it the NX is coming out soon.
Oh no. Someone get Jesse an espresso.
No, so no, having Joe on kind of melted my brain, and we're doing everything backwards. The mailbags usually last. So
wait a minute.
yeah. So with the a lot of people that are clicking on the videos like, oh, there's rumor for a Nintendo. Almost said Switch again. Rumors for a Nintendo Direct, or there's a unannounced game. Like they're clicking on it, thinking they're gonna get the news in like the first 10 minutes, but they gotta wait for like the 15-minute mark. So, anyways,
Kayla's dying.
with the CEO saying there are Nintendo Switch games coming from Nintendo, so not third-party stuff like whatever. I don't. What's a third-party game? Fortnite.
I guess Fortnite.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yes. That
Yeah.
one. Spyro.
So yeah, so not like Spyro, not like Fortnite, not like Crash Bandicoot, not Ubisoft or EA or anything. First party. So like your Marios, your Zeldas, your Animal Crossing,
My Aminal.
Yoshi, give me Yoshi, please.
your Yoshi,
Also, give us Metro Town.
Metro Town.
Metroid Town.
Yeah. So I thought this would be interesting to kind of mix the two, since they go hand in hand, and talk about what kind of games do you imagine? Like, we know what games we would hope for.
Mhm.
Like new Zelda, even though Odyssey came out, if they had an Odyssey 2, that would be really awesome. So it's not games we hope are coming out, it's what games we realistically believe. So they saved some stuff from E3, which a lot of people kind of pooped on. It was like, oh, Nintendo's E3 was bad. And it's like, no, everything they showed off and announced was really cool. It's just we already knew about everything. Like they announced Smash Brothers at the end of Splatoon 2, and then they had the Splatoon 2 DLC, which they announced in that same Direct. And then they had Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu that leaked, but then they officially announced it. And they had a bunch of other stuff that they, like Fortnite was leaked, and a bunch of other things were either leaked or Nintendo announced early. And the thing is, if Nintendo would have not said anything, but then during the Nintendo Direct, they announce and show off and reveal 2 new Pokemon games, say that they're working, because we got the Let's Go Eevee and stuff, and then we got Pokemon Quest, which was available to download right there. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu was playable that day. And then they said they were working on the new Pokemon game for next year. So that's 3 big Pokemon announcements right there. One available to play and download right there. One available to just play, and then one to look forward to. And then you got Smash Brother reveal and the official announcement. You get the Fortnite reveal announcement, and it's playable right now. So like, they had a really cool Direct. It's just everybody already knew about everything.
Yeah.
So,
I almost feel like if they had not previously shown that little teaser for Smash months ago, and Smash was like, even if it was just that was the only new thing they were announcing was Smash at E3, that would have just made such a big splash that no one would care that there's not actually that much new stuff, you know? Yeah, that's... Oh, well. Nintendo should leave me in charge. That's all.
Sorry.
Don't talk about anything other than Smash.
I was copying Ilya.
Smash.
So.
Yes.
And Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi's another thing that was disappeared. So I think, for one, Yoshi's an obvious game that they would show off. But
What if they're like working on like a new Nintendo type game?
Like a brand new IP.
Yeah.
what was the
No one
last
has
new
ever
IP
seen.
they had?
Splatoon.
No, like they had ARMS and Snipper Clips.
Oh, ARMS. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
really-
Okay,
I
I
like
forgot
Snipper.
about ARMS.
Everyone forgets about ARMS.
Oh, it's true.
But
Sad,
it-
but true.
could be a thing. Who knows?
Yeah. So, yeah, going around, we are each going to pick 2 Switch games each. So, first-party Switch games. And 1 3DS game. Because Nintendo tells us 3DS isn't dead. So I imagine, just like last year they pushed out Metroid as a surprise, I imagine they're still going to push something else out as a surprise. So Daniel, since I rudely interrupted you a moment ago,
Oh no, I interrupt you all the time.
what is we'll do it like this. We'll each go through, do 1 Switch game, 1 3DS game, and then 1 Switch game, and then I guess that's the podcast. Yeah.
Okay. So
1 Switch game.
just to clarify, one Switch game that we're thinking will be announced at this Direct.
Yeah, at the rumored,
This-
whether or not, okay, so the
rumor-
thing is, whether or not
Mhm.
there is a Direct coming at the end of the month or at the end of next month, the president or the CEO did say that Nintendo had unannounced first-party
Right.
games coming. So whether or not they're shown off at the Nintendo Direct, because a lot of people are probably going to be like, oh, it's just a rumor, there's not going to be a Nintendo Direct, this is stupid, why are you talking about this? So whether or not there is a Nintendo Direct, they're still putting out the games. So what games do we think would be revealed at a Nintendo Direct?
Right. Okay, so 1 Switch game, I'm going to say a new
Pick
Mario Sports. Oh, I should have said that.
No.
Mario Sports entry. I really hope for another Strikers game, because the Mario Strikers games
Wait,
are fun as heck.
you think a new Mario sports game's coming?
You want more Mario sports games? You should start
know
hanging
what?
out with my boyfriend.
I just
They-
no, you know what?
We stood
Mario
in
sports
line for
games-
6 hours to play Mario Tennis.
Tennis is fine.
Like, it
I have
literally
It's
just came
fun
out.
enough.
Daniel, I
But
just
what I'm
mentioned
saying is-
that, and Cameron turned around and he was like, yes!
Go big
Have
D.
you played any Mario Strikers games?
No, but he plays them.
They are the most fun of all the Mario Sports games. They are better than any other Mario Sports
Can we
game.
get a
Alright.
Switch Sports?
But you think Nintendo is going to put out a new Mario sports game after just releasing
They-
Mario Tennis?
Oh yeah, once let me check. Nintendo,
Wow.
do you like money? Yeah, I think they'll do it. So
This just turned into Jesse's podcast, into Jesse judging everyone's decisions.
No, I'm just like I'm trying to figure this out. Like if
I think they'll do it. Genuinely.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not saying it'll necessarily be Strikers, but I think they'll at least announce one, and I think that's. I would hope it would be Strikers of all the Mario Sport titles. So that's my answer. Stop judging me with your eyes, Jesse.
no, I'm trying to think. Does the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics count?
No. Doesn't Sega develop that? And we're talking first party. Right?
Right.
Yeah, but
So
Wasn't that Nintendo?
Sega developed it, doesn't it? Because they have the Sonics.
I honestly don't know.
I don't know.
wait, talk again, Ilya.
Hi.
Okay, all right, go on, Daniel. Sorry.
Alright, so what else? Another Switch game and a 3DS game, right?
Yep.
So,
No, we circle around.
oh,
So
then I'm done.
Okay. All right. So Mario Volleyball Strikers.
Strikers, it's the soccer one.
Oh, Strikers. Soccer.
Oh, I thought.
and they
I
just
thought
had the World
Strikers was
Cup
the baseball
thing,
one.
right?
Oh, okay.
Isn't the World Cup going on right now? Or
Yeah.
Is it? I don't pay attention to real sports. Come on.
Yeah. All right.
What do
I
I
don't
need
care
real
about
sports
sports,
for if I have
so.
Mario sports?
Yeah, Ilya, you're next. It's going clockwise for me.
Also, someone
So-
said hi to me. Hi.
Oh, maybe it's the person that's seen you.
No, I don't think so, because it's not a woman. So
That's very judgmental.
this was an all-female audition. Okay. It's really hard to separate like what I want to come out and what I think will. Even though I'm trying to separate it, I do think at least sometime soon there's got to be something on Animal Crossing, just because we haven't heard a damn thing. And it, yeah, I don't know. I imagine probably the reason they haven't done anything yet is because they don't want to do what they've done with some other games where they like announce it and then they don't show anything for years and years and years, like they've done with like Metroid and stuff. Like they haven't done it. So I want there to be something about Animal Crossing, but I actually do think sometime soon, might just be my hopeful heart, something Animal Crossing.
Wait, what is happening?
Jesse, do you have a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I'm sorry.
So, I was thinking, with Animal Crossing,
Hmm.
maybe the reason that we didn't get an Animal Crossing announcement at E3 was, do you know like when Call of Duty or one of the other large games releases every year, other publishers and developers, like, if they have a game that's planned to release that week, they'll move it ahead 2 weeks or they'll move it back 2 weeks because they know if they release their day or their game during the same time another game like that releases, like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, or Smash Brothers or whatever,
Yeah.
then it'll kill out their game because everyone is just going to buy that one bigger game.
Right.
So,
Okay.
what if Nintendo thought like the same thing in terms of announcements? Like if we announce Smash Brothers and show it off, everyone like IGN, Go Nintendo, Game Explain, whatever, Game Informer, they're all only going to be talking about Smash Brothers because all of the character changes, all of the level changes, everything like that. So maybe they're thinking, let's save our other big game announcements for later on in the year, closer to when they're coming out. Otherwise, it'll just be drowned out by Smash
By
Brothers.
Smash.
Cause
Makes
True.
sense, actually.
yeah, so then it's like no one's really gonna, like, IGN's not gonna be talking about Animal Crossing when Smash Brothers has 50 different articles on each character. So if they save it until later and they're like, hey, here's a new Animal Crossing, and also there's a demo available now and it's coming out next month, that's going to be a lot more of an impact than if they were just like, hey, here's Smash Brothers and Animal Crossing.
To be honest, I would have been more excited for Animal Crossing, but of course I'm in the minority there.
But
that's just what I'm saying.
No, because with like we already knew Fire Emblem was in development, but when they showed it off at E3 or during their direct for E3, it looked so good.
Yeah.
But no one has talked about it because Smash.
Yeah. So that's why I like your answer.
Fire Emblem's. Yeah. So
about Animal Crossing, which I thought was going to be Kayla's answer, but I guess you came first. So
sorry, Kayla, you cannot say it now.
My answer
is Animal Crossing DLC. No.
Yes. No. I think that. This is a cat toy, by the way. No, it's my cat.
Yeah, you've been playing with that for hours. I'm wondering. Like...
Also, I want to say earlier, the 40-something people left after we had Joe, and for a while we only had like 10 or 15 people. Now it's back up to like a little over 30. And I don't know about Twitch. Nice. There's probably a few people watching on Twitch as well. So.
Anyways, because Jesse interrupted me.
Jesse!
I personally think it would be really cool if Nintendo was working on a new IP, because I feel like we haven't seen one in a while. And I mean, like, yeah, sure, we had Splatoon and we had ARMS and we had Snipper Clips, but nothing really went anywhere from those games. Especially because I feel like ARMS basically just kind of came out and then died right away.
It was a good, fun week for me.
Yeah,
but...
like, and then like Splatoon is like, we already saw Splatoon 1. Splatoon 2 was pretty much the exact same thing, but with better online capabilities. So
so much better.
Yeah.
So much better. I think Splatoon has way better staying power than ARMS and Snipper Clips. I really love Snipper Clips.
And you know, with the way things are going, maybe we'll get a Nintendo Battle Royale or something. Who
Pikmin
knows?
Or Animal Crossing Battle Royale.
How would that work?
Yes.
Okay. I guess
I
that
don't
brings
have a
us
microphone
to
to lean
Jesse.
closer to, so.
Yeah, see, I don't know why I always want to lean.
It's like I'm leaning in. Hey, everybody.
All right, Jesse, what do you want to see?
What do you want to see? Jesse. Are you muted, Jesse? I think he's muted. Jesse.
Zaldo.
Jesse.
I want to
There
see.
he is.
I want to see a Zaldo game. I still think there was all the rumors about so many different Zelda games. Obviously, a new Zelda game, a new big 3D Zelda game, would just be in like 6 months or so of development because they only finished the DLC not long ago. So I think it would have to be either a 2D game or a remake, and there's been so many rumors for remakes lately. So yeah, like we've covered like thousands of different rumors about, you know, Skyward Sword HD, a Link
Bridge.
The Bridge game. So like there's so many rumors that I think one of them has to be true, and I think a remake would be a big enough announcement to where it would make, like, it could be the big announcement during a post E3 Nintendo Direct. It's something that I don't think would need a lot of marketing time because it's not a new game, so it doesn't need like 6 months or a year to get hype built because everyone already knows what it is if it would be a remake. So yeah, I think it would make sense. So yeah, it would, like, they wouldn't need to put it at a Nintendo Direct because everyone already knows what it is. Like if it's Skyward Sword HD or Wind Waker HD being put on the Switch, everybody knows what that is. They don't need to show it off. They don't need to market it. So they can just be like, here's this game, now it's for the Switch. And they don't need to show it off or demo or have time to promote it because everybody already knows what it is. So it would make sense for a quick announcement. That's where I'm going.
Good answer.
Sounds
What about you, Daniela? What is your 3DS game?
Okay.
Because Nintendo says it's not dead. I don't believe them.
I don't believe them at all. So I'm trying to think like what's left for the 3DS. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Cooking Mama.
It's funny. I was gonna make a joke about Cooking Mama Cook Off for Switch, but no, I think, and this is first party too.
Yeah, that's hard. There's a lot of third party on the 3DS.
Okay. I don't have a good answer yet. This whole time I should have been thinking, but I was listening instead. I should just stop listening to you guys.
I can go then because I had a thought. I know
Go
I'm
ahead.
actually paying attention. Can you imagine that? Wow, that's really lots of light going on. I'm really sorry. Okay.
You're illuminated.
I was gonna go kind of on the direction that Jesse was going, saying that maybe we'll get like a Zelda remake or like a new Zelda HD of some sort. I was thinking that I feel like it's been a while since we've seen a 2D Zelda on 3D or like on DS or anything. So like they could be working on something handheld, considering we did just get Breath of the Wild, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like
Triforce Heroes released like 3 years ago.
okay. Yeah. See, that feels like a long time ago though for handheld Zelda games. Yeah, I would say either like a hand.
I was gonna say the handheld games usually take like 2 years to make.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'd either say like another Zelda game or like probably another handheld Mario game because we haven't seen one of those in a really long time as well. And they love pumping out Zelda and Mario on DS.
It's funny because while you were talking about handheld Zelda game, my brain went to maybe a new Mario game, and then you said both. I'm still taking it. I'm still using that. Specifically, the 2D side-scrolling new Super Mario Bros. Style Mario game would be really cool. Because what was the last one we got? Mario Run for mobile.
That counts. Ugh.
I guess. Pocket Camp counts for Animal Crossing.
No, it doesn't.
Mario. Okay, so neither counts.
No,
Okay.
I don't think that Pocket Camp counts, and I also don't think that Happy Home Designer counts. If anyone here cares about Happy Home Designer, Happy Home Designer is dead.
Kayla's real favorite Animal Crossing game is Amiibo Festival.
Oh,
Killing me right now.
you're killing me, Small.
No, Nintendo's killing you, Kayla. Nintendo doesn't love us.
I liked Happy Home Designer, but then I beat it, per se. And I was like, this is not a game I'm supposed to be able to beat.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, that is weird, actually.
Because I finished. I designed all the homes.
Oh, happily,
all the
right?
places. Not all of them, because some of them had stupid design ideas. Like, I have to have this stupid statue in here that literally relates not at all to the thing they gave me. I hated it. Started just putting like 10 toilets in their room or something just to be mad.
I love that. It's just a lot of toilets around. So, Ilya, what's your
functional?
Right, functional toilets.
My New Leaf home, like, there's a bathroom, a kitchen, a music room. It has everything. Okay.
My New Leaf home is me throwing all of my stuff into one room and calling it done.
I was so happy when I got the extra storage because I was like, I'm running out of space. What do I do? For 3DS, I had the weirdest idea. I guess this would just be like a port. I don't know if this counts at all. But I don't know why they would do this, and I don't see the point in doing this. But I was like, what if they put Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the 3DS? I don't know why they would. But I was like, well, what if... I was like thinking about the ability because I just ordered Mario Kart Deluxe, but I was like, what if you had the ability to play it on the 3DS with people who have it on other consoles? Because it's essentially the same game.
Right. So like people playing on Wii U, people playing on Switch.
Yeah. If you were able to have the friend codes and stuff. If there was... they don't have that kind of capability, I know, or compatibility.
No.
That's literally the best I can come up with because I agree the 3DS is dying. I love my 3DS and it's still relatively new to me because I didn't get it till a year ago. But
can
still,
Minecraft play cross-platform from the 3DS. I know the Switch can play with everything. Like you can play with PC and Xbox if you're on Switch.
I didn't know that Minecraft was on the DS.
They have
It is. It's on 3DS.
They even have the new 2DS. So this is the first time this has ever happened. There is a Microsoft brand 2DS XL because it's the Minecraft edition. Yeah.
Whoa.
So it's a Minecraft edition new 2DS XL, which is Microsoft game on a Nintendo platform, and it's a Microsoft brand green 2DS XL.
Huh. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Weird.
But Microsoft and Nintendo are like BFFs right now because they have that whole commercial about crossplay. Like a whole commercial just saying we are doing crossplay. Like.
So I wonder
just
if
want Banjo-Kazooie to appear again on Nintendo platforms. Just saying, and not as nuts and bolts. I hate it.
So, but the reason I bring up Minecraft is because if it is cross-platform on the 3DS as well, then your little Mario Kart 8 thing could work.
It was like just like an easy download or something. I mean, maybe there are differences between the Wii U and the Switch one that I'm unaware of.
I think there's just more stuff added to the Switch one.
And
there's that battle mode. There's dual items on the Switch version, whereas you can't have that on the Wii U version.
Yeah.
And some more characters.
And I was gonna say for the people, it's like, oh, 3DS can't run a Switch game or a Wii U game. There are Fire Emblem released, Fire Emblem Warriors on the Switch the same day it released for the 3DS. So yeah, and then they've ported a bunch of Wii U games to the 3DS, like Mario Maker and Hyrule Warriors and
Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah. So
Donkey Country Returns. Actually, that was a Wii game, but not Wii U. But still.
And then Xenoblade Chronicles went from the Wii to the new 3DS. But anyways, my game for the 3DS, Paper Mario.
Oh, I wish. That'd be awesome.
Oh.
I love me some Paper Mario.
Yeah.
Now, are we talking a Wii U port again, like Color Splash to...
No. Just,
no, just a brand new...
Hey! Bad cat, sorry.
Why'd you call me that? I'm a good human.
No. Carlos is here.
But I was, specifically, I was trying to think of GameCube or Wii games that could be ported to the 3DS instead of like a brand new game. Because they recently announced Luigi's Mansion, the original, is like the newest announced big 3DS game. So I was thinking, what's another franchise or GameCube game they could do that with? And the Thousand Year Door on the GameCube, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Would be an interesting 3DS thing.
Yes.
So
3D, yes.
Yeah.
3D, yeah.
And then Paper Mario, because you do play as like, a piece of paper that like pops out from the background, because everything is supposed to look like a pop-out book or whatever. That's perfect for the 3D visuals.
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
I like it.
All right. What about you, Daniela? What is your last Switch game?
The Switch game. You kind of mentioned it jokingly earlier, but legitimately. Because I can't say Yoshi. Oh, because we already know about it.
Kirby?
No, we just had a Kirby game.
Yeah.
Kirby Star Allies already came out.
Yeah.
It's really
I
fun.
don't have it yet, and I'm really sad.
Well, I was thinking Kirby's Epic Yarn. I don't know.
Oh god, I hate it.
Anyways, this might be a wishful thinking pipe dream, but Pikmin? Pikmin, please?
4 that Nintendo's apparently been working on for 5 years.
Please give me Pikmin 4. Well, I mean, the Pikmin games, like, the span of time between... Like, Pikmin 1 and 2 were released on GameCube, and then they didn't release Pikmin 3 until the Wii U.
Yeah.
So, it makes sense if it's pretty spread out. Like I wouldn't be surprised, but yes, please give me Pikmin. I love Pikmin so much. I've literally beaten Pikmin 3 because that's like one of my favorite Wii U games. I've literally beaten the story mode of that game 20 times.
Wow.
But it's a really short game. You can do it in a weekend. But, if that's all you want to do for a weekend. But it's so good. It's just, it's real tight. Good. So, give me Pikmin. I'll be happy. And nobody has to get hurt. So,
good news. I looked it up. Nintendo's group number 4 is the development team that made Pikmin 1, 2, and 3. And the last game they released was in 2015, Super Mario Maker.
That's some good stuff.
So
good. What a good team. Yes.
They haven't released a game in 3 years.
And they weren't involved with Hey Pikmin, which makes me hopeful.
Coincidentally, so after they finished, so Pikmin 3 took them 2 years after Super Mario Bros. U to release. Okay, so that was 2 years of development. And then after Pikmin 3, it took 3 years. No, 2 years again to release Super Mario Maker. And it's been 3 years. So their past 2 games took 2 to 3 years of development, and it's been 3 years since their last game. So whatever they're working on, realistically, should have been announced at E3. So it would make sense for it to be a game that would be announced later on, as the CEO said. Which, if the pattern continues, they switch between Pikmin and Mario. Their last game was Mario. So theoretically, if there is a pattern, it should be Pikmin. So it looks like...
Get me excited.
Yeah. And this isn't like me wishing upon a star. Like, this is all factual stuff. So... It's very interesting.
Factual,
it's funny, in the chat here...
Being like,
Yeah.
In the chat here, Damon Edgel says, I hate Olimar in Smash Brothers, so I'm sure it would be no different with this game. The thing about how Olimar plays in Smash Bros. Is that is nothing like how a Pikmin game plays. That would be like you play Link in Smash, and you're like, oh wow, I'm not good with him. I'll never play a Zelda game ever.
Yeah.
it's just not representative.
You want to play a Zelda game like Smash, you can play Hyrule Warriors.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, but with less verticality.
Yeah.
But, no, Pikmin is a very mellow game, and it is a very it's very high on time and resource management, and that's just not like those elements of gameplay. You cannot translate that into Smash. So they did what they could with Olimar as a character, but that's just not what Pikmin is like as a game, because Pikmin is about it's a RTS technically.
I was gonna say, but based on how you mentioned like the time management and resource management, that's probably a reason why the people in the chat that are talking about not liking Pikmin don't like it.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, because some people just don't like those kinds of games.
True. No, and I get it. I understand. It's just the equating the two. Like, I get it, it's a niche game. It's not for everyone, but equating those two is not really fair to the game.
Yeah, don't judge Pikmin based on Olimar.
Yes, especially because Pikmin 3 doesn't even... You don't play as Olimar, so... Am I popping like mad? I'm hearing some crackles in the audio.
Every now and again, but not much.
Okay. Okay, I'm just hearing some mad feedback.
I don't know where it's coming from, but...
I'm good. I don't know.
Kayla, I guess you can go. Since we went clockwise the last time, we can...
Also, while Kayla's still thinking, Damon Edgel in the chat mentioned Fire Emblem. It's a similar comparison. If you played Marth and Smash, that would not be a good basis for how Fire Emblem plays either, because it's just the genre totally different. So, Kayla, have you thought of anything yet? I'm buying you time.
Yeah. Or we can just go to Ilia.
Yes. You could just go to Ilia. Like, I really can't think of another Switch game that I think would... Oh, Ilia's doing it too. What about Tetris? Give us Tetris.
Oh, you got to figure out the licensing.
I'm just kidding.
I know, I love Tetris. Tetris DS is the best version of Tetris ever released, by the way.
Sorry, I had a weird thought. Because I was like, I have an answer. And then I was like, that would be so weird. I hope they don't do that. So I don't really have a great answer for this. Because I know we're trying to think of like what actually would come out. But I think I feel like I almost don't know enough. Or it's just so hard for me to say that I'm ending up just going with what I'm hopeful for. Obviously, in my dream world, there'd be Banjo-Kazooie. But, I mean, technically there is Ukulele, which is a spiritual successor. So I should just hunker down and get it, even though I don't want to. But, now I still don't have any money anymore. But, I thought for a second, because even though I have no space where I'm living right now, so I can't, I love the Wii Fit. I love the Wii Fit board. I don't know why. I've always loved it. And then I was like, what if they did something like that for the Switch? I'm like, I'm just picturing someone waiting in an airport, setting up and being like, here, let me do some yoga while I'm waiting at the terminal.
Goodness. I actually totally forgot about Wii Fit.
I just imagine someone standing on their Switch and it's like,
oh no.
No, it would have to be
Don't
just
do
the
it.
original one. Or like if there was like a mat, because you know how like they have that really heavy board. If they could like make some sort of mat that you just like hook a wire, or it's like really flat. It's like a yoga mat, but like a lot shorter, like a flat version of the Wii board.
Utilize the kickstand or something.
Yeah, I was like, that would be so cool.
It's because the NES had like a mat like that. It was like a soft plastic mat with like pads on it that you would do as buttons. I don't know what games it was actually for in hindsight, but something like that where it's very like malleable. You could just roll it up and take it with you. Be neat.
Yeah.
But maybe not as cheesy looking, you know.
But again, I still have that imagery in my head of someone in terminal being like, well, our flight's delayed 2 hours. Let me do stretches.
Roll out the mat and just...
And everyone's just like...
I mean, like, Wii Fit Trainer is still relevant, so I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to move with my family so that I can have a space to do my Wii Fit. I love my Wii Fit. I hardly ever used it at school, but when I did, my family was like... Or not my family. My roommates were like, what is this? I'm like, I am working out. Shut up. I don't have time to go to the gym. I do now, but...
And they could do a thing with the Joy-Cons to where they have the HD rumble. They could have like certain vibrations for when you're doing the pose correctly.
Because that would be helpful, because I used to always think some of the because some of the stuff in the first Wii Fit game, not Wii Fit Plus, like some of the running and stuff, you're running in place, you don't use the board for that, you would just use the handheld, and I never felt like it responded well to what I was doing. And I was like, maybe I'm just stupid, I don't know. And I was like, I feel like these Joy-Cons would handle that better. You know.
Right.
So
they're smarter than a Wiimote.
They're very, very much smarter, and you can feel things in them. I noticed that when I first started playing Mario Odyssey, I was like, wow. Which I finally got into Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey used the HD Rumble a little bit, which was nice. Really, 1-2 Switch has like the great demo of it because there's like the roll.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they would ever use it in anything else other than... I'm hoping maybe Super Mario Party has some actual use for HD Rumble. That's good, but just because it's like a mini game.
The motion controls in the last Wii Mario Party, whatever it was, my family and I were just like... Because we love Mario Party, even though it like tears us apart. But
that's what Nintendo games do. Tear families apart.
Yes. Or friends. Every time I played Mario Party 5 with my friends at school, every time someone got the star, I always moved right under where I was standing. So I couldn't get it. Every time. I eventually gave up and said I quit, and I'm not someone that does that. Well, 5-year-old me would have. So I reverted to 5-year-old me, and I was like, I quit to my friend Sean. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. And he likes to hold it over my head a lot.
Oh. Also, Axel's asking in the chat, HD Rumble, what dat? I legitimately can't be serious. Or not.
He's totally trolling you. Based on Axel's
He has to-
personality, he's trolling you.
Is
He
this a
just
joke
is a
because
troll.
of how underused it is? Because, yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I like that. Wii Fit. It could be like Switch Fit, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of CrossFit, it's Switch Fit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
We call it Switch It Up! Oh,
Yes.
whenever they make you change poses for yoga, they have to say something like that. We're gonna switch poses.
And has the
Oh.
clicking sound in the background whenever they say switch.
Yeah, just that little sound, the little snap.
Oh,
I feel like their
apparently Axel's
presentation-
serious and doesn't know about HD Rumble.
Axel, go watch the Nintendo Switch presentation from like last January.
Yeah,
And-
the very first one, where they
Yeah,
showed
and
it
there's
off.
like a nice demonstration of the HD Rumble.
Yeah.
It's literally what it sounds like. It's the Rumble feature, but it glorious HD,
Mhm.
and it's severely underused.
Yeah.
Nintendo was very
Probably
proud
have
of showing it
plans
off,
for it.
and then did nothing with it. So
They might have plans for it. I can't imagine what, but
I don't know.
because I don't know. I am not a part of Nintendo. I just play their games.
It's nice. All right, so my game.
Oh right.
Realistically,
Yes.
a 2D Zelda game for the Switch.
Ooh,
But you
that'd be
said
cool.
for 3DS.
2D
Zelda,
Breath of
didn't
the
you?
Wild.
Yeah, Kayla said for the 3DS. I'm saying for the
yeah.
Switch.
Okay. All right.
An HD 2D Zelda game.
Link's Awakening.
So, Blossom Tales?
Kinda. But I think it would keep the 3D models similar to like A Link Between Worlds, to where it's just a 3D game, but it's top down, so it looks 2D. I think it'll be more like that. So
But
imagine
everyone will be leaning back like in a Link Between Worlds.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
And yeah, I think it'll be like that. I don't think it'll be. I think it would be like a new game, so like an actual follow-up to A Link Between Worlds.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then they'll have to move the timeline around again. Triforce Heroes will get shifted.
Once again, Triforce Heroes will be shifted.
Can Triforce
They'll-
Heroes just be kicked out?
They'll switch the placement of the
They'll
Oracle
switch it.
games for no reason. They'll
No,
just-
yeah, like for absolutely no reason at all.
Yeah, because there was no
It's like they're like
games that.
messing with us because they know it's ridiculous that we follow the timeline.
Yeah.
It's like we know it's ridiculous, but we like doing it anyway.
Yeah. So for the same reason
I
that
love it.
Kayla mentioned earlier for the 3DS, plus when I mentioned it's been like the 2D Zelda games usually take 2 to 3 years to release. Like Phantom Hourglass to Spirit Tracks was 2 years. Spirit Tracks to A Link Between Worlds was 3 years. A Link Between Worlds to Triforce Heroes was 2 years. So if they follow the same pattern, a 2D Zelda game should have already released. But it's not, so it should be releasing anytime.
The
Breath of
devs have been
Wild
too
was
busy
really
partying
big,
since.
and it had 2
Yeah.
DLC packets. So
They're too busy
True.
cashing their checks from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Makes perfect
they
sense.
bothered. They're counting their money
Yeah.
that we all gave them.
So, Kayla, did you figure out a last answer?
Yeah.
Got something?
Did you figure out your game again?
Well, it's hard because like the only other game I would have said would have been like a Mario Party, but we're already getting that. Like that would have been like my
Alright. Pick your favorite GameCube or Wii game for an HD remake.
Poured it over.
Yeah.
favorite GameCube game.
Luigi's
for a
Mansion. Bring it
port?
over.
Oh, Luigi's Mansion. I was actually gonna say Shrek, but
What?
So the answer is Star Fox, everybody.
ooh, or yeah, give me an actually good Star Fox game. All of the Star Fox games that they've had recently have been garbage. The last Star Fox game I
Zero
actually
was-
enjoyed was like
Zero was good. Zero had its flaws, which were many, but
I really like Star Fox
if you
Adventures.
ignore it, if you just choose to ignore the gamepad, It's good. It's a good game.
Yeah. I really like Star Fox Adventures. I thought it was funny because it was originally supposed to just be like a dinosaur adventure game, and they're like, you know what? We could add Star Fox into this and make it something else.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
That's like
I just had a lot of fun playing it.
what they did.
Yeah, a lot of
with,
people hated it at the time, but it's. I enjoyed it at the time it came out. Like I played it through a few times, and it was a fun game.
Yeah.
It's rare at their peak. Well,
Yeah.
slightly past their peak, but it's still doing.
Also,
doing good
Gibbs
stuff.
in chat, you're right. We should be having a year of Waluigi coming up soon, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't get anything. Which I'll echo someone else in the chat. Jonathan, there's no H, so I don't know how to pronounce it, has been saying Sunshine, and I'm like, I
Oh,
would
yeah.
play Mario and Sunshine on the
HD
Switch in a
Sunshine?
heartbeat.
Yeah.
Cameron actually just came and planted the idea into my head. A new WarioWare
Oh yeah.
for Nintendo
WarioWare.
Switch. Yeah, okay, that's it.
WarioWare. Switch it up.
Pun.
Nintendo is gonna
Absolutely
hit us with so many puns.
Well, that's WarioWare. The games are like that.
Yep.
They're goofy and punny and eclectic and.
Yeah.
Imagine how much more punny they are in the actual Japanese language.
Oh, well, there's an interview I saw where basically Miyamoto was asked a question. I can't even remember what the question was, but basically he asked the question, and then he gets answered, or he answers it. He kind of chuckles to himself, and then his translator kind of like stops for a moment. He goes, he said a Japanese pun. It doesn't actually translate.
Oh my God.
And I never got to know. I was like, what was the pun? I want to know.
Aw.
But he
We're
never
all just
actually said
left
what the
out.
pun was. He was just like, it doesn't really translate into English. And everyone's just like, oh, okay, all right. Like, not surprising, you know. Miyamoto making the Japanese dad jokes. So,
So what Kayla said about the Dinosaur Planet game, and then they just like shoved Star Fox into it. I feel like that's what happened with Federation Force, where it was just like
Yeah.
a random game, and Nintendo was like, no one's gonna care about this, but they might care if it's Metroid.
I feel like if that was the case, which is not confirmed, but if that was the case, and they had just let it not be Metroid, that there wouldn't have been that huge backlash for the game, and it could have been one of those
That makes
like
sense.
those like random gem of a game that's like underappreciated. You know what? It's like the Jet Force Gemini of its day.
Yeah.
You know, that it could have been that, but now it just got this huge. Despite not actually being a terribly made game, it could have. It just suffered such horrible fanboyism.
I thought you were gonna say horrible fate.
A horrible fate. It met with a terrible fate,
Yeah.
didn't it?
What?
Yes. So,
Reference.
when is someone had to ask in the chat? I don't think we ever said. When is this direct rumored to be?
Oh yeah, it's the end of the month, I think. 22nd. I think's what I seen.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Wait, of this month?
Yeah.
That's pretty soon.
And then
Yeah.
like all the other
Wait,
times
the
that
what of this month? Did you say 22nd?
yeah.
22nd.
So like all of
that might be a birthday present for me.
all of the, well, if
Good
you
to know
think
that's your
all of the other Nintendo
it's the
Directs, like there were rumors.
Oh, I am literally a month older.
There were rumors for the other Nintendo Directs, and then everybody was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, that's stupid. There's not going to be a Nintendo Direct." And then everybody was like, "No, there's going to be." And then it got down to like the very day of the Direct, and everybody was like, "Nintendo hasn't mentioned anything. There's not going to be a Direct. You're stupid." And then Nintendo's just like, "Hey, here's a Direct."
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they announced it like 2 minutes before it happened. So
Little surprise direct.
yeah, it was when they announced the game Fee for Switch, like FE. It was an EA game.
Right.
Yeah.
I just thought of Link's Companion.
Oh
I
yeah,
always
that
said
too.
5.
That
I didn't know which one I said until I did the voiceover for Skyward Sword. It just came out, and I was like, oh, apparently that's how I say it, even though I've never thought about it. And I was like,
I always said
don't-
Fi like Wi-Fi.
Oh, Wi-Fi.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
So
see, I say Wi-Fi, so
Okay.
I thought it was.
Well,
Okay.
I thought it was like the note when you're like singing to get the notes or whatever, like fi, or fi.
That's
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why they named
It's fa.
C5O from that. But
Because if you're talking about like the do re mi, it's do re mi fa sol la ti do.
Oh.
There's
well,
T.
we're gonna call her Fa.
Technically- Okay, so T, at least in the musicality, is Ti. So, but then again,
I don't
English
know.
is completely stupid. So
English
Yes.
is stupid. And with that, everybody, thank you for watching the
No.
Hylian Gamescast
I
episode.
need to eat, guys.
41.
I'm so hungry.
What's food for?
I'm starving.
Why
I
not
only have
eat?
42 people watching. You guys
Yeah.
been watching me do this for the past half an hour.
Yeah, so for the people that are just
Kayla,
tuning
no.
in,
Don't go to the light, Kayla.
for the people who are just now tuning in, we literally just finished interviewing Daruk, the voice actor for Daruk from Breath of the Wild, Joe Hernandez. A couple weeks ago, we had Zelda, the voice actress for Zelda. Next week is another champion. I forgot which one. Rivali, I think.
Oh, do we have that scheduled?
We don't have it scheduled, but he said, like, the middle
Okay.
of July or whatever. And then next
Oh,
week's the
golly
middle of
dokey.
July. So, yeah, ravioli next month, guys. It's what's for dinner.
now you make me want pasta, and I can't eat pasta.
You can if
I
it's
am gonna have
chicken
pasta.
Alfredo. You can have it if it's chicken Alfredo.
So did Kayla just
But I can't have
die?
pasta.
We can only hope.
What?
What? No. I thought that would make her, like, raise up with an evil look, but
No.
No, I'm still here.
Just her hand just raising up. Like I don't know. I don't know.
McDread Demon says, "You guys are awesome. Get some pizza."
Pizza.
Jonathan says, "Ravioli hype." I don't like ravioli. Like actual
What?
ravioli.
What?
Are you kidding me?
Okay, but seriously, let me leave so I can eat.
Alright, guys. Thank you for
Alright.
watching.
That's so good.
Okay.
Bye,
Thanks
everybody.
for watching, everybody.